I am on a journey to listen to all of Madonna's albums for the very first time, and today we are listening to Erotica from 1992, the parental advisory version. 14 tracks, by far Madonna's longest album to date, and also her first album I'm listening to in the 90s, coming off of Like a Prayer. I'm not doing the soundtrack albums in full right now, so I did not listen to the In Breathless album. However, I did listen to the singles Vogue, Rescue Me, and Justify My Love. Like a Prayer was my favorite Madonna album to date. I really loved her debut album, Like a Virgin, and True Blue. I liked, not as much as the debut album. I enjoyed it. There was some stuff on there that wasn't my favorite. And then Like a Prayer, I thought was incredible in the first half. One of the best pop albums I've ever heard. And the second half, while it did have a little bit of a drop off for my enjoyment, I still liked. So overall, it was my favorite album up to this point. And now we're coming into Erotica. And just going off the title of that, the fact that this is her first parental advisory explicit lyrics album that I guess my chat here as I'm listening to this live today, Zane is here telling that this album actually created that need or was shortly after the album, and that's crazy. And looking at these tracks here, I'm not familiar with any of them, but just looking at the name of the tracks, I mean, Erotica, Deeper and Deeper, Bad Girl, Why Is It So Hard? I think we're going to be getting an album that is reminiscent of that track, Justify My Love, which I also watched the music video for and was very interesting. So I think this is going to be maybe one of my most unique listens to Madonna thus far, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I will be straight up, right up front here. It's a long album. And looking at all these tracks, they're all really long. So, not my favorite. Not my favorite. So will that have an impact on the album? Probably in terms of my listen. I think perfect album to me is somewhere between like 10 and 13 tracks. This isn't far off from that. But once you get past like 12, and then also with each track being so long, the album total being like 75 minutes, my worry is that by the time we get to these last few tracks, I'm going to be just worn down, and some people can listen to, there are artists today that, Drake just released 3 albums in the same day, or there's some artists that will release a 2-hour album and some people listen to that and they love it. That's not, my preference, so I'm just being honest about that. But we'll see how much of an impact that makes as we go through this. Um, Title track is track number 1, Erotica. So we're going to get jumping into it. Headphones on. And here is the cover art for the album. I've said in the past how I like artwork that's not just a picture of the artist. This one's kind of in the middle. It is a picture of her, but super overexposed, kind of a blue coloring there on her face and her makeup. I really like that. You have the title in the cursive font going across. I like it. I really like that. I'd probably put that below Like a Prayer as my second favorite album cover of hers thus far. All right, here we go. First track, Erotica. Okay, yeah, that sounds 90s. That industrial instrumentation.
Erotica, romance, erotica, My name is Dita. I'll be your mistress tonight.
All right.
I'd like to put you in a trance. If I take you from behind,
Whoa.
push myself into your mind when you least expect it. You try to reject it. If I'm in charge and I treat you like a child, will you let yourself go wild? Let my mouth go where it wants to. Give it up, do as I say. Give it up and let me have my way. I'll give you love, I hit you like a truck. I'll give you love, I'll teach you how to. I'd like to put you in a trance. There's a certain satisfaction in a little bit of pain. I
These
can see
noises in
on
the
your
background, very
skin.
interesting, almost like a
Take
record
this.
scratching going on.
If you're afraid, we'll rise above. I only hate the ones I love. Give it up, do as I say.
I only hurt the ones I love.
I'll give you love, I'll hit you like a truck. I'll give you love, I'll teach you how to. I like to put you in a trance. All over. Erotic, erotic, put your hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put your hands all over my body. Erotic, erotic, put your hands all over my body.
It's catchy. It's a catchy hook.
Erotica, romance. I like to put you in a trance. Erotica, romance. Put your hands all over my body. I don't think you know what pain is. I don't think you've gone that way. I could bring you so much pleasure. I'll come to you when you say, I know you want me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just close your eyes.
I love that echo.
Close your eyes. Put your hands all over my body, all over me. All over me.
What is that in the background?
Erotica, give it up, romance. I like to put you in a trance. Erotica, give it up, romance. I like to do a different kind of erotica, give it up, romance. I like to put you in a trance. Erotica, romance. Put your hands all over my body. Only the one that hurts you can make you feel better. Only the one that inflicts the pain can take it away. Erotica.
All right, that was Erotica, the opening track. I really liked that. That was great. The instrumentation was very out there, very unique, and I loved how it kind of set the tone for this album right away. Hey, we're horny. That's what Madonna's saying right now. She's like, "Hey, I'm horny." So that's what this album is. Get used to it. And so, hey, fair enough. I am used to it, and I'm excited. The hook also just super catchy. Erotic, erotic, put your hands all over my body, and it's also really the only part of the song that she's actually singing. A lot of it is spoken word, and I wonder if that's going to be very pervasive on this album. If that's going to be because I've been noticing that more and more in her songs as we go through them here. I wonder if that's going to be more on this album prominent than ever, which isn't a bad thing. I hope we get enough of her singing because I really like her vocals. But yeah, I really like that song for an opening track on an album. I really loved it. I think it set the tone beautifully. So up next is Fever.
You give me fever. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around
Oh, nice. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Call my name, 'cause I know you're gonna treat me right. Bless my soul, I love you. Take this heart away. Take these arms I'll never use, and just believe in what my lips have to say. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you
What is
hold
that in
me
the background? Like a
tight.
xylophone?
Fever in the morning, fever all through the night.
What a groove, man.
Everybody's got the fever. That is something you should know. Fever isn't such a new scene. Fever started long ago. You give me fever, fever. You gave me
Oh, there we go.
fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Romeo loved Juliet, Juliet she felt the same when he put his arms around her. He said, Julie, baby, you're my flame. He gave her fever. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. My eyes light up when you call my name, 'cause I know you're gonna treat me right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Everybody's got the fever. That is something you should know. Fever isn't such a new scene. Fever started long ago. Fever. Now Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. Fever. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, oh, don't you dare. He gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his missus. Daddy, won't you treat it right? Fever, when you kiss them. Fever, if you live and learn. Fever, till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
Damn. All right. I really liked that one too. I'm loving the sound of this album so far. It's so different and very just kind of atmospheric, very vibes based. And I've always loved with Madonna's production, the people, whoever's doing the production on these songs, she will throw in instruments for just like a second. Like on this track, there was a saxophone, I think, for just like a couple seconds, and they had what sounded like a xylophone in the background for a little bit. And you have this, thumping beat the whole time, which is great, but it's never lazy. Like they're always throwing stuff in, being creative. And that's goes back all the way to her debut album. So I don't know if that's something that was important to her, but I really like that about her music. We got a little bit more of her vocals on this one, but it was a lot of spoken word too. I think someone in my chat actually said this is a kind of, yeah, Zayn said a spoken word album. So that's fair. A lot of people were talking about how this is a cover. That doesn't bother me at all. My favorite track on Like a Virgin, Love Don't Live Here Anymore, I think was a cover. So that doesn't bother me at all. It's it's all about what's your spin on it, what's your version of it, and also I'm not familiar with the original, so it doesn't really matter to me. Is it cool when artists write their own songs? Absolutely, but a lot of the time, artists are having their songs written by other people anyway. So it being a cover doesn't, that doesn't bother me or anything like that. It also doesn't mean that it's better or good, but um, not really a factor I consider when listening to it. Unless I'm very familiar with the original, then I could compare. Unfortunately, in this case, I'm not, so I can't do any kind of comparison. But yeah, so far, this seems like an album that you just throw on and jam to, kind of just groove with. Both of these songs were similar, melodically and vibes wise. So I'm digging it so far. Let's keep on going. Track number three. If you know me, if you're not new here, track number three, I think, is the hardest spot on an album. So let's listen to it. Bye Bye Baby. This is also the only track under 4 minutes on the album. 3:57. Oh, I love that little. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, it's interesting. That's the second time now with the F word, this is obviously parental advisory, but in the first track, Erotica, when she's like, hit you like a truck, teach you how to, and instead of saying fuck, she moans. And then here in Bye Bye Baby, at the end, she bleeps out the fuck. I find that very interesting. I know obviously this was a big deal back then in the 90s, but with having the parental advisory explicit lyrics already on there, it's interesting to me that she wouldn't, didn't want to just go all the way with that. But I will say, really enjoyed that track as well. Here in my live chat, as I'm listening to this live on my Patreon, Zane said the vocal effect does a sound like a message left on an answering machine. And Denaxis says, makes sense, never knew that. Long ass message though. Yeah, I think she would have been hit with that cap. It would have beeped. Too long of a message. The beep also goes along with the answering machine idea, says Oliver. Good point. Good point. Um, but yeah, really like that one too. This isn't a complaint. This is actually a compliment. But the one thing I would say so far is that hard to even like separate the tracks really. But there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said earlier, it's kind of like almost like a concept album. Like you could throw it on and just let it play. But I'm having a hard time like decide, being like, oh, what about Bye Bye Baby is different than the previous two? I guess the only thing would be kind of that voice message gimmick. Um, but like sound wise, it's all kind of in this same vein, which I've really been grooving with and really like. I'm curious to see if the whole album will be like that because in a lot of her previous ones, it really switches it up track to track. So we shall see. Deeper and Deeper is track number 4. Let's see what she's talking about. All right, this is a lot different so far. Oh. I love the sound on this. Damn. Those booming instruments in the back. I love this. Ooh, yeah. Here comes that Spanish sound. All right. Wow. That is by far my favorite track thus far on the album. I loved that. And yeah, Zane in my chat saying the callback there, the let your body move to the music, the callback to Vogue, the single. So that's awesome. And yeah, I really loved this. First of all, musically, the big booming sounds in the background, some I don't know if it was trumpets or what it was, kind of almost it, you think it would drown out her vocals, but it didn't. Her vocals were still front and center, and she did have spoken word, but I felt like we got some more singing on this one than we did on any of the other tracks thus far. I love the lyrics here too about her father molding her and everything her mom taught her. Obviously, we heard a lot of those tracks about her family and her personal life on Like a Prayer. And then she talks about, I can't help falling in love. I fall deeper and deeper the further I go. Kisses sent from heaven above. They get sweeter and sweeter the more that I know. Great stuff. And yeah, I really like that. And then like the Spanish kind of sound coming in there during the middle of it. I love that one. That was a great track. That's my favorite so far, absolutely. But we got a long way to go. Up next, Where Life Begins is track number 5. Ooh, is that some saxophone coming in?
Warm inside. Yeah. I like to direct your attention to something that needs directing to. A lot of people talk about dining in and eating out. I guess that's what this song's about. I know this is not a dining room conversation, and you don't have to listen if you don't have the time. But let me remind you, in case you don't already know, dining out can happen down below.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Everybody's talking love, wanting that and needing this. I'd just like to know. where it's warm inside. Go down where I cannot hide. Go down where all life begins.
That's crazy.
That's where my love is. Now what could be better than a home cooked meal?
Oh God.
How you wanna eat it depends on how you feel. You can eat all you want and you don't get fat.
True.
Now where else can you go for a meal like that? It's not fair to be selfish and stingy. Every girl should experience eating out. Sometimes when I come home from a hard day at work, I swear it's all I can think about. Everybody's talking about wanting that and needing this. I'd just like to know if you want to learn a different way to kiss. So won't you go down where it's warm inside? Go down where I cannot hide. Go down where all life begins. Go down. That's where my love is. Colonel Sanders says it best. Finger licking good.
That's insane.
Let's put what you've learned to the test. Can you make a fire without using wood?
Oh, fire without using wood.
Hungry. Aren't you glad we came? I'm glad you brought your raincoat. I think it's beginning to rain. Everybody's talking about wanting that and needing this. I'd just like to know if you want to learn a different way to kiss. So won't you go down where it's warm inside? Go down where I cannot hide. Go down where all life begins. Go down. That's where my love is. Where it's warm inside. Go down where I cannot hide. Go down where all life begins. Go down. That's where my love is. That's where my love is. Come inside. It's where all life begins. It's warm inside.
Get the fade out. Whew. All right. Well, going into this album titled Erotica, and especially after listening to Justify My Love, I definitely knew we were going to be working with a more sexual version of Madonna, but even I didn't expect a 6-minute track about eating her pussy. That's great. But you know what? Good for her. You know, Lucille Bluth, good for her. And you know, it's look, I really liked it. It's not very often that you find a track that's about, you know, your favorite food. So I appreciate that personally. But No, in all seriousness, the fact that the track is named "Where Life Begins" is hilarious. The double meanings here throughout the song are great. But overall, I love how it's like just straight up a serious track too. Like it's not, it's playful. Obviously talking about it's not dining room conversation. Dining out can happen down below. Like there's some playful lyrics in here, but it is not at all like trying to be playful or shy about talking about what it's about. It's just like she wants you to eat her out. Like that's what it is. So uh respect, and I loved it. And I loved Zane said the jazzy piano, the jazz elements. Yeah, I really liked that too. The instrumentation was great, a nice slow song. But hey man, that's what this album is for, and she's not shying away from it. I love it. I love to see it. And yeah, that's an that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So I really love that. That was great. I hope we get more of that. And you know what? The next track is titled Bad Girl. So already I'm starting to get I can feel myself getting a little warm in here. These lights bright, Seinfeld, you know. But here we go. This is track number 6, Bad Girl.
Something's missing and I don't know why. I was feel the need to hide my feelings from you. Is it me or you that I'm afraid of? I tell myself I'll show you what I'm made of. Can't bring myself to let you go. Don't want to cause you any pain.
This is a bit of a switch up
You're just the same, and you'll always be my baby.
musically, I mean.
I know we've come apart, and I don't know where to start. What can I do? I don't wanna feel blue. Bad girl, drunk by 6, kissing someone else's lips. Smoke too many cigarettes a day. I'm not happy when I act this way. Bad girl, drunk by 6,
Meg, I'm gonna assume you mean for this album. Um, and I'll just say, up to this point, I've really been enjoying this album. I've really been grooving with it. Uh, a few of these I really loved so far. Unfortunately, this track I think is my first on the album that I just don't really like. And even for all of Madonna overall, this might be my least favorite track I've heard from her. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the song. I don't know what it is. I liked the smooth instrumentation, but outside of that, I mean, she's talking about obviously how she's acting in these ways that aren't making her happy, kissing strangers, smoking cigarettes. But I just couldn't really get into it. And then, even like the lyrics, like sometimes felt like they couldn't even fit inside. Like I know we're doing the spoken word thing, but just like smoke too many cigarettes today. Like it was like very like I don't know. It just didn't really. It wasn't that smooth to me in the lyricism. So that one's a pass for me. Unfortunately, which is rare. It's been really rare for Madonna, in general. And it's the first one on this album that I probably would not listen to again. But overall, I've been really enjoying this one. So hopefully that's just a little blip in the album, and we can get back to enjoying it. Up next is the middle track of the album, track number 7, Halfway Point, and that is Waiting. Oh, Meg loves Bad Girl. Well, hey, I'm glad you enjoy it. Different strokes, different folks. For me, I don't know what it was. I couldn't really get into it. But Zane says a pass for him too. Dylan says boo. Let's shame him, guys. Boo. Yep, that there we go. Yep, gotta love it. Um, but here we go. Track number 7. Okay, Andr- Adri- Adriano. Apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. It's a fan favorite. I'm glad a lot of people enjoyed. If that's the case, I did not enjoy it that much. And I got to be honest with the reactions. I mean, it is what it is. It's just it didn't hook me. It didn't hook me. I'd be interested for people to comment on this. Let me know what about that track, if you really love it, you like more than the others. For me, I just couldn't get into it. But up. Okay, we're gonna move on now. Up next, track number 7 is Waiting.
Well, I know from experience that if you have to ask for something more than once or twice, it wasn't yours in the first place. And that's hard to accept when you love someone and you're led to believe in their moment of need that they want what you want, but they don't. Good breaking my heart, like I said you would. Baby, you're no good, and you hurt me like no other lover ever could. Don't go making me cry. You're gonna say goodbye. Baby, tell me why are you gonna have to justify this waiting for you? Just waiting. Can't you see I'm waiting for you? Don't break my heart. Waiting for you, I'm waiting. Can't you see I'm waiting for you? Don't break my heart. It was so easy in the beginning when you didn't feel like running from your feelings like you are now. What happened? What do I remind you of? Your past, your dreams, or some part of yourself that you just can't love? I wish I could believe you, or at least have the courage to leave you.
Damn.
Life is covered in love with a man like you. It's only gonna make me blue, but I love you anyway, no matter what you do. You don't come around here like you did before. When you did adore, tell me what I did to deserve this.
some nice piano there. Almost kind of like an acoustic piano. Ooh, there we go. Get some rhythm going. Whoa. Oh!
Just look in the mirror, baby.
Oh! And then with that burn, damn! I like that ending because my favorite part about that track was that piano. That was great. Also calling him a pussy at the end. Damn. It seems like the song is waiting. I'm waiting for you. Don't break my heart. Then you just straight up call him a pussy at the end. Like, geez, okay. Switch up. That song's back on track for me. I really grooved with it, back to the kind of sound I've been expecting from this album thus far. With the earlier tracks, this fits right in. I really like the piano on this one, and a lot of good rhythm here with her spoken word. It's much more in rhythm to me, much more pleasing to the ear, and the lyricism I really enjoyed. So we're back on track with that one. I really like that track. Up next, we have, going into the second half of the album here, Thief of Hearts. Let's check it out. Oh. Oh! Ooh! She's stealing your man.
Gets away with it. Not this time. Here she comes, acting all dejected, so you give advice and she gives you her poison. Here she comes, little Miss Black Widow, first she
Oh, breaking it down.
Bitch. You take it, you screw it, you fake it. I do it, you break it. You're over, you can't take it. You do it, you take it, you screw it, you fake it. I do it, you break it. You're over, you can't take it.
Whoa.
Take it, not what's mine. I could break you. 'Cause what you've done is a crime, bitch.
Bitch.
He's mine. Here she comes, little miss thinks she can have his child, but anybody can do it. Here she comes, little Susie Homemaker thinks she'll get respect if she screws it. She's a thief of hearts. What will happen to the thief of hearts? What she's done is a crime. She's a thief of hearts. Someone please arrest her. She's a thief of hearts. No one ever thinks mine.
Oh, got some sirens going on. Oh, because it's a crime. They're gonna arrest her for stealing her man.
You do it, you take it, you screw it, you fake it. I do it, you break it. You're over, you can't take it. You do it, you take it, you screw it, you fake it. I do it, you break it. You're over, you can't take it. You can't take it. Not what's mine. You'll be sorry. 'Cause what you've done is a crime. She's a thief of hearts. Thief of hearts. What she's done is a crime. She's a thief of hearts. Thief of hearts. No one ever thinks with mine. She's a thief. Thief. She's a thief. Thief of hearts, no one ever takes what's mine. You're a thief of hearts, and now you have to pay. How many licks does it take? You're a thief of hearts, and now you have to pay. Which leg do you want me to break? Stop, bitch.
Oh.
Now sit your ass down.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Um, Thief of Hearts. That was an interesting one because I liked the sound. I do think that's one track where I talked at the up top about the length of all these tracks and the overall length of the album. And we're over halfway through now, and yet another track that's almost 5 minutes. I think I would have liked this track a lot more if you got rid of like what if you shaved off like a minute, like got rid of one verse. Got a little repetitive. That hasn't been as much of a problem as I thought it would be. By the way, these tracks have been pretty well paced, but that one dragged a little bit for me. Also, the theme of the whole like whether you're a man or a woman, the theme of being angry at someone because they take that person from you. You know, kind of like the classic like Jolene, Dolly Parton. You know, and I've never understood that. I mean, I understood it. I understand it on an instinctual level, but it's like at the end of the day, that's the fault of the person you're with, not whoever this third person is. So songs that like focus on that third person, I've never really connected with that much. Now it's never happened to me, thankfully. But if it did, maybe I'd feel differently. But I just feel like I understand it. You love this person, and then the third person is like you want them to die or whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, they didn't mind control the person that you're with. So I've always thought like the same thing with the song Jolene, same thing with a bunch of other, you know, things in media like that, where it's like, how about we send the smoke to your partner who either left you or cheated on you? You know what I mean? But that aside, I liked the playfulness of the lyrics. Obviously, starting off with the glass breaking and then bitch, and then ending it the same way. So it was a fun song. You know, she had some fun with that. Breaking, talking about breaking her leg and the sirens in there. That was all funny. Um, but overall, probably towards the bottom for me. But I did enjoy it. It was not a song I didn't like. So up next, track number 9, I think. Yes, track number 9, Words. Here we go. The Nexus says, "But if it's your friend who stole your man," that, yeah, a little more understandable there of the betrayal element of it being your friend. I do get that, girl code, bro code. That I do understand being angry at them. Still, at the end of the day, I feel as if more of your anger should always fall on your partner, the person you trusted and loved. But yeah, if it's like your best friend that does it, that's obviously very shitty. That adds an extra element for sure. All right, Words. Here we go. Interesting start. Oh, okay. Not where I saw that going. Ooh, switching up mid-track. Nice drop.
A linguistic form that can only be spoken in isolation. Conversation, expression, promise, sigh. In short, a lie. A message from heaven, a signal from hell. I hate you, my love, I'll never tell. Language conceived for anger. Personal feelings, sickly danger. A brief remark, some utterance. Information. Don't mince words, don't be evasive. Speak your mind. Be persuasive. A pledge. A commitment. Communication. Words.
All right. This one is another one that I feel like if it was just a couple minutes shorter, I'd probably like a lot more. I wonder if there's a radio edit of it because I do enjoy it and I like the theming of the, words cutting like a knife, take them back. It's, just basically about someone's words hurting her, manipulating me, humiliate me with your words, all these different things. It was just a bit long. We're also far along on this album where it's starting to maybe have that effect that I talked about up top, just from my personal preference, where it's getting harder to pick out these individual songs because they're all so long. They're all kind of starting to meld together. And there's nothing wrong with that as a concept album to throw it on in the back and listen to it through for an hour and enjoy it. But on a track by track basis, it's gonna sometimes some of the tracks I feel will suffer because of that, especially on a first listen. But I enjoyed it overall, and I also there was this noise. I don't know what it was, but in the background it was like that kept going on in the background. That I really liked that. It was like this subtle noise in the background. But all right, up next we have Rain, track number 10.
I feel it. It's coming. Rain. Feel it on my fingertips. Hear it on the window pane. Your lips coming down like rain. Wash away my sorrow. Take away my pain. Your lips coming down like rain.
Like the drums on this one.
When your lips are burning mine, and you take the time to tell me how you feel. When you listen to my words, and I know you heard. I know it's real. Rain is what the thunder brings. For the first time, I can hear my heart sing. Call me a fool, but I know I'm not. I'm gonna stand out here on the mountain top till I feel your rain. Feel it on my fingertips. Hear it on the window pane. Your love's coming down like rain. Wash away my sorrow. Take away my pain. Your love's coming down like rain. When you looked into my eyes and you said goodbye, could you see my
I feel like this could be played as the slow song at a school dance or a wedding.
turn the other way? Did you hear me say I'd wait for all the dark clouds bursting in the perfect sky? You promised me when you said goodbye that you'd return when the storm was done. And now I'll wait for the light. I'll wait for the sun till I feel your rain.
Ooh. Oh, all right, all right. Ooh, two different spoken words going on. I like that. It's like I got two Madonnas talking to me. And then we're ending it with the rain. Yep, that's fitting. I liked that one. Definitely came off a bit more glossy than a lot of the album. What I mean by that is it's a bit, more surface level, just, your love's coming down like rain, washing away my sorrow, take away my pain, kind of in the theming, same as earlier that we heard with some like deeper and deeper in terms of about love, the power of love, all those things. So I enjoyed that one. Again, it's a bit long. I really like the spoken word part with the two different kind of lyrics going on, stereo style, on each side. That was very creative. It continues to be very creative production here on the album. So I did enjoy that one. Um, we have four left, and I just want to say the next track is called "Why Is It So Hard." So we'll see what that's about. But I do want to say I feel like the the kind of horniness, if you will, kind of maxed out in Where Life Begins, and then it just kind of went away. And like the last group of tracks, what was it? The last five tracks. So that was the first five, and then the last five tracks, it's just like not really like that anymore, which is fine. But it's just like I just expected that to be the whole concept of the album. So I don't know if that's going to come back here in this last group of songs, but we'll find out. Track number 11. Why is it so hard? All right. Very true, very true. speaking the truth. I ask myself the same question, Madonna. How about this? All right. That was an interesting one. In my live chat here as I listen to this, some different stuff going on. People saying they love the messaging of the song or that it hits hard. Um, Dylan saying that more reggae influence would hit hard. Sixto agrees the semi reggae doesn't do it for him as a song, but the message is fire. I think as a song, it's perfectly fine. It's definitely not like my favorite of the album or anything, but I was able to get into the groove a little bit with it. But yeah, as far as the lyrics and the message of the song, obviously this is something important to Madonna, and something I relate to. It's unfortunate that even 34 years later, it's something that is still, I don't know if I would say just as true. I don't want to go that far, but it's still very relevant. And I think I find myself in the same mindset as what Madonna's asking here, of kind of just like when you're confronted with these opinions of people who, to say it a little more bluntly than Madonna would say here, the thing I always just say is, why do you give a shit? It's like I say that about literally anything with people talking about other people and how they live their life, or how they, whether it's who they choose to be with or how they choose to live or what they're into, or a type of relationship or whatever it is. And it's always just like, bro, it's like, why do you give a shit? It's like, I never understand. And it's like, can't we all just love each other and like just share that love and just be chill? It's like there's so many things in the world that are kind of like external problems that, not that there's nothing that we can do about them, but like we need to take significant action to actually like solve or fix, or prevent. But then there are simple things like just letting people live their life how they want and love each other, and love whoever they want. That it's just like, why even make that a fucking issue? It's like, just calm down. Uh, and it's like, I know I'm simplifying that to a very base level. There's complexities to that, but that's always how I felt about it. So I related to that, what I took from it anyway, the messaging of that song a lot. Of why is it so hard? Like it shouldn't be hard. It's like loving is literally one of the most instinctual, things that we have as human beings, and it shouldn't be like defined or put into boxes of yes or no or allowed or not allowed or whatever. It's like, as long as everything is always between consenting people, it's like, why do you care? I've never understood it. So relate to that a lot. I think we're slowly making progress, as a society. There's obviously still a long way to go, but yeah, definitely spot on and true. So W there for Madonna. As a song, I would agree. Yeah, it's not necessarily like my favorite or something like that, that I'm gonna be thrown on all the time or anything like that. But as part of this album that's about love, about sex, love, whatever, this is part of it. I think it fits that. So it was a good one. The longest track on the album's almost 6.5 minutes. So let's lock in.
Sitting on a park bench, thinking about a friend of mine. He was only 23, gone before he had his time. It came without a warning. Didn't want his friends to see him cry. He knew the day was dawning, and I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. In this life, I loved you most of all. What for? 'Cause now you're gone and I have to ask myself, what for? What for? Driving down the boulevard, thinking about a man I knew.
Ooh, I like that.
He was like a father to me. Nothing in the world that he wouldn't do. Taught me to respect myself. Said that we're all made of flesh and blood. Why should he be treated differently? Should it matter who you choose to love? In this life,
Ignorance is not bliss. I'm really liking the orchestra type instrumentation here.
I love you most of all. What for? 'Cause now you're gone and I have to ask myself, what for? People pass by and I wonder who's next. Who determines who loves best? Is there a lesson I'm supposed to learn in this case? Ignorance is not bliss. Have you ever watched your best friend die?
Damn.
Have you ever watched a grown man cry? Some say that life isn't fair. I say that people just don't care. They'd rather turn the other way and wait for this thing to go away.
This is about AIDS.
Why do we have to pretend? Someday I pray it will end. I hope it's in this time. I hope it's in this lifetime. I hope it's in this life. I hope it's in this lifetime.
Yeah, so some of my chat there, Adriano and Denaxis confirming that it is about AIDS, which is what I assumed once she said, people don't care, they'd rather just turn away and wait for this thing to go away. Obviously by this point I'm assuming that Madonna is very, in with queer culture and probably has a lot of gay friends. And, obviously I wasn't around at this time. I'm not super knowledgeable, but from what I do know, obviously AIDS was a huge deal and was very deadly and, kind of I'm trying to think of the right word for it, a very large threat to people. And I know it still exists, it's still around, but I know that it's, luckily we have made advancements in that area medically. And I understand that, it was probably, the stigma of that because of, being gay and having AIDS, made it difficult to talk about that, which is unfortunate and is wrong, obviously. But I'm glad that, coming off of the message of the last song where it's kind of like still almost just as relatable today, this one at least, I'm not, I don't know because I'm not in that community, but I would hope that in this life, as the song is titled, I hope that it has gotten better in that way. Not necessarily come to a complete end, but the fact that we've made some advancements when it comes to that. Hopefully this song isn't one that would resonate just as much now because of that. Not that doesn't take away from the song, but just in terms of that's good. That's a good thing. So that's terrible that she had to go through that, though, that everyone had to go through that, back then, but that she had to, talk about watching her best friend die and those things. And also then people not wanting to talk about it because of what it's involved in. So yeah, that one's a heavy song for sure. And kind of still in that theme of love, sex, obviously, all those things. Um, Oliver says she was a gay ally since the beginning and outspoken about it. There you go. Um, Cash Wednesday, I think, is talking about this next track, Did You Do It, which is the penultimate track and is the only track that's additional for this parental advisory version. Let's see here. This next track needs a little context. There was an urban legend that was spread in the mainstream press around at the time that Madonna would basically cruise in her limo and pick up guys, which annoyed Madonna to no end. One day after a recording session, Madonna stepped out of the studio. Andre Betts was mixing the song Waiting and joking around with his sound engineers. One of them jokingly asked him if he did it with Madonna. While they waited for Madonna to return, Andre started freestyling about whether or not he had sex with her over the track. When Madonna returned, they played the track for her. Madonna thought it was hilarious and asked if she could add to the album. She even gave Betts 75% of the royalties. All right, interesting. Well, I'm curious why this one was left off the album. We're about to listen.
Tell me, what we gonna do after we finish? Yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? What we gonna do after we finish this shit? Tick, tick, tock. Mo was on the jock. I did her in the limo as we went around the block. Sucked the mole on the hip, lipped the lipstick off her lip. She got real excited, yo, she started to flip. She says, Dre, baby, oh. I said, just relax, say, yo, chill, Mo. We made a right turn on the Central Park West. One hand gripped the thigh, the other on her breast.
Did you do it?
You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it. I let the seat recline and I hit it.
Did you do it?
I said I did it.
Did you do it?
I said I did it.
Did you do it?
I said I did it. But I backed out quick because I thought I split it. Holes in the front for the 1990s, walking around showing off their honeys, wiggling, they jiggling, they swinging and flinging. 970, you hold your phone's ringing. You get a call from your John, you meet him at the moat. You're chilling in a pamper and a fur coat. Your head starts spinning, you drink too much gin and your jaw starts grinning. And this is the beginning of a night of an average hoe. It ain't
Very
all about
90s
walking on the streets no more.
rap.
It's another episode of dropping off a load. Peter was on the Peter, I was about to explode. I couldn't hold back.
So what'd you do?
I took her to my place.
Yo, did she sit on your face?
It was good, just like a Campbell's soup. I don't try to front, so here's the real scoop. I dipped it in, I slipped it in, I ripped it like before. I had to scream it, no diddly, no more. I can't stop once I get started. Oh, yo, honey, get them legs parted. Well, did you do it? You know I did it. Did you do it? You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it. I let the seat recline and I hit it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it. But did you do it? You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it. But I backed out quick because I thought I split it. Oh, my God. We come with the rough stuff, boy. Be hit it, spit it, and forget it. In the same order as your ear. The boy, I'm not front. Me not front to us, boy. Me tell you the truth, you understand the eye. The eye and I can get busy, you know what I'm saying? Clean up me rifle, clean up me rifle, clean up me rifle, me elephant rifle. Clean up me rifle, you clean up me rifle, clean up me rifle, elephant rifle.
You know you move your movements slow and you make them tingle, yeah, you make them tingle. I flip it from the top of my head, enough said. I'm the brother with the short dreads. A couple different styles, a couple different flows. Just some episodes about some girls I know. I gotta hit it hard because I go for the gusto and I cover up the moans by turning up my stereo.
Did you do it?
You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it.
Did you do it?
You know I did it. I left the secret clown and I hit it.
Did you do it?
Yo, you know I did it.
Did you do it?
Yo, Mark, I said I did it.
Did you do it?
Yo, I backed that quick because I thought I split it.
You didn't do it. You didn't do it.
I made her go.
I like how they say you didn't do it. They don't believe him after this whole story.
You have not hit it.
Just waiting. Waiting for you. Just waiting.
Yo,
Waiting
Dre,
for you.
Dre.
Yo, man, why you screaming so loud, G? God damn. What's up?
Yo, can we print this mix?
I thought you did that already, man.
You know I did it. You know I did it. You know I did it. You know I did it.
Nice. All right. Well, that was the penultimate track of the album, and I mean, look, it's a nice 90s hip hop track from what's his name? Andre Betts. Good for him. It's not really a Madonna song. It's on this Madonna album, but similar to how on Like a Prayer she did that song for the little girl. This kind of reminds me of that, of like a scenario where it's like, oh, this funny situation here, throw it on this album, and it's like, okay. It's kind of like putting an inside joke on an album, which is pretty funny. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not like huge into 90s hip hop or rap, but I have it, I like what I have heard of it. I just haven't heard a ton of it. So I just like that kind of old school, more spoken rap of just, this and this and this and then this and then this, and just like kind of telling a story or just kind of talking over the beat. It's interesting to me that kind of rap and stuff like that used to be similar to that. So it's funny. But overall, yeah, not gonna say it's my a favorite Madonna track, but I enjoyed it. It is now time for the final song on Madonna's longest album up to this point, Secret Garden. Here we go.
In my secret garden, I'm looking for the perfect flower, waiting for my finest hour. In my secret garden, I still believe after all. I still believe, and I fall. You plant the seed and I'll watch it grow. I wonder when it'll start to show. I wonder if I'll ever know where my place is, where my face is. I know it's in here somewhere. disregard, there's a chance that I could harden. That's why I'll keep on looking for a better it isn't torn. A heart that will not harden. A place that I can be born. In my secret garden. A rose without a thorn. A lover without scorn. I still believe. I still believe. 'Cause after all is said and done, I'm still alive. The boots of common trampled on me, and I'm still alive. 'Cause the sun has kissed me and caressed me, and I'm strong, and there's a chance that I will grow. This I know, so I'm still looking for a better that isn't torn. A heart that will not harden. A place that I can be born. It's in my secret garden. A rose without a thorn. A lover without scorn. Somewhere in Fontainebleau lies my secret garden.
We going out with a full minute of instrumental here? I like going out with that piano. That's a nice kind of lower key chill song to go out on. That was Secret Garden, the final track of Erotica, and we have officially listened to Madonna's longest album. Um, I would imagine in general, if she has a longer album than 75 minutes, that's quite a feat. But up to this point, for sure. And quickly, I'll just say on that track, I honestly don't have a ton to say about it. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I just put it in that bucket of it was all right. I grooved with it. I liked the jazz instrumentals and stuff in there. This kind of theming about being a secret garden, was interesting. I just think with a lot of her albums, I'm starting to get this recurring theme. Let me take this off. I'm starting to get this recurring theme slash experience with her albums where they'll start off really strong, like a prayer, and I think her debut album, and even like a virgin. I think a lot of the albums, my favorite tracks on the albums were in the first half, like the first 5 tracks or so, and then I do think like a virgin, I wasn't super high on it at first, and then I think I got into it like towards the middle, so maybe that was a little bit different. But this is the second album in a row now where I look at the track list and I was really all in on this concept from the start. Like Erotica, I thought was a great start to the album. Fever and Bye Bye Baby kept it up really great. Love Deeper and Deeper, Where Life Begins, and then it just kind of the second half, or actually a little bit more than the second half, because that was only 5 tracks out of 14. It just became I just wasn't connecting with it as much. And then as we got on, like some of them were like fine. Like I thought I liked fine. Like Waiting, Words, Rain, I thought yeah, were just solid. And then, like Why Is It So Hard and This In This Life had great messages in them. Did You Do It's obviously just a complete like just side quest basically of the album. So it's just interesting to me that it just seems like so far I'm really loving these albums and where they start. And then at the second half, I don't know if it's like just too many tracks or if it's just the mentality. I don't know if this is what it was like back then, but the mentality of like, well, we're making an album, let's just throw stuff on it. You know what I mean? Like as the album goes on, like just puts, we'll just make all these songs. And I think I just like a slimmer track list with like all hits. Like I would rather have 10 songs that bang than, 14 with songs I don't care for. But with that being said, everyone's going to have different opinions because, Bad Girl, for example, is probably one of my least favorite Madonna songs up to this point, and that's apparently a fan favorite. So, like, it's going to be different for everyone. But for me, I'll give my top three for the album, and it's pretty easy. My top three is going to be Erotica, Deeper and Deeper, and Where Life Begins. I'm definitely putting Deeper and Deeper as my favorite track on the album, absolutely. And then I'd probably put between Erotica and Where Life Begins, pretty close, but I think I just respect and appreciate Where Life Begins so much about just being a 6-minute track about eating her out. That I think that would be number two. And then I put Erotica, the title track, as number three. Like that's my top three. And then Fever, Bye Bye Baby, I also really enjoyed in that first five. After that, like I said, Waiting, Words, Rain, I enjoyed those. Why Is It So Hard in This Life? Good messages. And that last one, Secret Garden, was chill. But overall, I just felt like, it kind of started to lose me and it never was able to regain that momentum of where it was. I think I also thematically just would have loved if it had continued with that more raw, erotica, sexual kind of theming. That's where I thought the album was at its best when Madonna's really pushing that envelope. And then I know the whole thing's about love in different ways and sex in different ways, but the theming kind of gets, in my opinion, a little bit all over the place, as it goes on. So I really loved that theming early on as well. For a concept album, like, you know, I felt like she was really sticking with that and like hitting it, no pun intended, but like it really hit over and over. Like, each song was like hitting well with that theme, and then it kind of just strayed away from it a little bit. This is mostly preference stuff. Again, in these reactions, I'm not judging the music. I'm not a musician. I'm not well versed in music. This is just my impressions and my preferences of listening to it. So overall, I do rate this rather high. I'd probably put this number three of what I've listened to so far. With Like a Prayer being first and her debut album being second. I really enjoyed the concept of this. There's a lot of tracks I really loved, and Deeper and Deeper is probably one of my favorite Madonna tracks thus far. But overall, yeah, there was similar to Like a Prayer. As it went on, I'd kind of find myself wishing that it wasn't, as long as it was, because I really did love it early on. So that's my overall impression of it. Let's see here in the chat. Zane says side A of albums always have the strongest tracks as a selling point. In the old days, to listen to an album, you had to go to a record store and they let you listen to a few tracks for free to see if you wanted to buy it. So it makes sense to have good songs first. And Cash says Zane is 100% on point there. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. Adriano says it's a bait. You expect it to be overtly sexual, but end up in a whole conversation about the implications of sexuality in different areas of life, the fun and the dark sides, the connections to love and social issues. Yeah, and that's totally awesome, and I agree with that. I think it works 100% in that way. So I think she did a great job with the theming here. But I just think where it was strongest for me, if it was bait, then I think the bait was really well done because that was when the album was at its strongest for me and where I really loved those tracks. So that's where this album's gonna sit for me. You guys let me know what you thought of Erotica compared to her first few albums, and maybe you have a different opinion. Explain to me why, if Bad Girl is one of your favorite Madonna songs, why that is. And also, shout out to everyone that's here with me live during these. I do these over my Patreon. Cash Wednesday, Denaxis, Andriano, Zane, Sixto was here, Allie, Dylan, I think Oliver was here. So thank you guys. I'm just trying not to miss anyone, but thank you guys all for being here and listening to this with me. Meg was here earlier. So this was a lot of fun. A long album, but we got through it, and I enjoyed it more so than I didn't. So there still hasn't been like a Madonna album that I dislike. The floor at this point is probably like a Virgin. That's a pretty good floor. It's just like a pop album, just like a simple pop album. So enjoying it so far. Now it's up to you guys to tell me, what I listen to before I jump into Bedtime Stories next week, which is her next album. So let me know if you're here live or if you're watching this on the Patreon before my live stream next week. Comment and let me know. If you're on YouTube, you're going to be a little bit further behind. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.